The Half-Life 2 20th anniversary update is here, so let's go over everything Valve has added. First thing, the game is free on Steam for anyone who doesn't have it yet, so this is your chance before November 18th. Now before we go into the patch notes, one thing you will notice right away is that all of the versions of Half-Life 2, including the episodes, are all combined together. As soon as you launch up the game, you get to choose which Half-Life 2 you actually want to play. This of course wasn't it though, as one of the other main changes from Valve in this new update is that they added workshop support directly into Half-Life 2. You're able to choose what campaigns you want to play, which we of course have the workshop for Half-Life Alyx, but now it is here in Half-Life 2. Another thing Valve finally added to Half-Life 2 is the dev commentary. Although the episodes had it, Half-Life 2 actually never did, so now you can hear Gabe Newell at the start of the game. If you are interested in the complete commentary by the devs in one video, just leave a comment and I got you covered with all the new audio. Now for the new Half-Life 2 update, Valve dropped this new page celebrating the anniversary, which right away they go ahead and share the new interviews with the Half-Life 2 dev team in this brand new documentary that is around 2 hours long. It goes over everything from them running out of money, getting hacked, and an early version being leaked online, plus also being sued by their own publishers. They continue on with what the anniversary update includes, mentioning how they are all together in one main menu, and you will automatically advance to the next expansion after completing each one. As well, if you are wondering, this new dev commentary is actually from the original Half-Life 2 team, as they got them back together to record these tracks. For the new workshop support, you're able to browse and install any user-created content without actually even leaving the game. Plus, there is now Steam game recording support. For the actual game content and the changes inside of Half-Life 2, every map in Half-Life 2 has been looked over by Valve level designers to fix long-standing bugs, restore content and features lost to time, and improve the quality of a few things like light map resolution and fog. They fixed props, holes in the world, fading out and disappearing objects across the game, rebalanced lighting across Half-Life 2 to account for playing with HDR on or off using the original release as a reference, cleaner, smoother horizontal lines thanks to the new radio fog, added higher resolution light maps across the game, removed green glow from the G-Man's model's eyes in the opening of the game, and restored the reflective glint as seen in the original release, fixed missing grass sprites and blacked out models throughout the game. The graphics settings got updated, as you're now able to choose between the original launch day blood and fire effects, or those which were created for the episodes. You can play with only the highest detail models in high quality mode. As well, there is now smoother light maps at very high shader detail, thanks to the new bicubic light map filtering. As well, gamepad, input, and Steam Deck updates were included, as the controls are now updated to match the Half-Life 1 anniversary update. As well, aim assist has gotten a complete overhaul, and the Steam Deck main menu has been updated with today's update. Now, for one of the cooler parts of the Half-Life 2 20th anniversary is Valve has actually dropped brand new looks from the early days of Half-Life 2. We just talked about the 20th anniversary documentary, but these are actually separate videos from Valve where they rescued old demos from the hard drives of ancient computers and are offering them up as high quality videos. It includes SIGGRAPH 2000, also known as the Free TV's demo that was shown as the SIGGRAPH Computer Graphics Conference, hot on the wheels of the release of the original Half-Life. This is the highest quality video we still got from this era of the Half-Life 2 development. E3 2002, where they built the demo to bring to E3 a year earlier, and then decided at last minute we weren't ready to show the game. 20 years later, we're okay with you seeing this stuff. Then there's also E3 2003, the demo that revealed Half-Life 2 and the source engine to the world. This was previously only available as shaky cam recorded from our E3 booth, now available as direct capture. We were wondering what cut content will Valve actually show us and add into the game, but instead they just decided to show us all of the early versions of Half-Life 2. This wasn't it though, as they also go ahead and announce that a new edition of Raising the Bar is coming back into print in 2025, expanded to include the Half-Life 2 episodes, as it was originally published in 2004, but the book never actually went over the episodic content. So we'll be including never before seen concept art from episode 1 and episode 2, along with ideas and experiments for the third episode that never came to be. Now, for all the patch notes, we can go over them as they have added 3.5 hours of developer commentary by members of the Half-Life 2 team. Of course, Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Episode 2 are now playable from the Half-Life 2 main menu, with Lost Coast now being added to the extras menu, and there is now the Steam Workshop support. They added the Steam game recording, they fixed issues causing props or entire maps to be fully bright or fully dark depending on settings, added bicubic filtering for light maps to proceed smoother shadows, it can be enabled by setting shader detail to very high, fixed missing grass detail sprites in many maps, added settings to enable classic effects that were originally in Half-Life 2, these effects can also be enabled using R Classic Blood or R Classic Fire. Added support for radio fog, specular reflectivity has been adjusted throughout Half-Life 2 to better match the original release. They updated the models for the crossbow and RPG weapons to support ultra-wide displays, fixed camera clipping into vehicles at high FOV setting. A few of the gameplay changes is that they reduced the chances of birds getting stuck in the world, fixed Combine crouching behavior during door assault scenes, fixed Combine not fighting in some cases during the finale, game sounds and music now pause when the game is paused, fixed crash that can occur if the player gets too far ahead of the helicopter in canals, fixed Dr. Breen not looking at the camera in certain broadcasts, and fixed smooth friction sounds not playing. Full HDR lighting and toe mapping pass across every map in Half-Life 2 and Half-Life 2 Deathmatch. They increased light map resolution in most maps, adjusted rendering distance across the game so details and objects remain visible much further away. For specific map updates, the introduction sequence has been adjusted to closely match the original sequence, including fixing specular highlights on the G-Man's eyes. They fixed various texture seams on the train station wall. All fences now properly cast shadows. They fixed issues with level transitions setting fog values improperly, removed emissive value from base of lighting props. They fixed light mapping of train cars in Red Letter Day and Route Canal, added missing cables to utility poles in various canal maps, fixed lighting and shadows on the dock and electric tower outside of Black Mesa East, fixed the lighting on the rocks and props in around the Ravenholm graveyard, fixed players being able to trap themselves in the graveyard by closing the gate after Gregory would open it, added radio fog to all coast maps in the Highway 17 chapter, removed aerial portals from many of the smaller structures along Highway 17, fixed a crash that would occur if you parked the buggy in certain areas before entering the bridge level, fixed a bug where Vortigaunts could fall through the world, fixed lighting issues during the basement flare sequence in Nova Prospekt, and fixed the ship visibly flying through the building dome in Follow Freeman. They fixed Barney being left behind during a level transition or nagging the player too early to roll a grenade in Follow Freeman. They added geometry to menu background maps for ultra-wide support, added smoke to the Ravenholm and Follow Freeman background maps, and fixed a bug where you could hear the player's bones break in the Citadel menu background map. There's of course the Half-Life 2 Deathmatch fixes, which also includes changes for the maps as they have increased the player spawn point count in many of them. They fixed the prop placement in maps that would allow players to escape the world. They fixed floating props in DM runoff. They added geometry to many of the maps where the players could see outside of bounds, and fixed several areas where the player could see out of the world. They also moved the blue barrels and DM resistance that you could pick up with the gravity gun through the chain link doors. They fixed the playback of the post-credits movie at the end of episode 1 and the intro movie at the start of episode 2. The achievements for episode 1 and 2 have been added to Half-Life 2, and when you launch the game, it will attempt to read the data from installed standalone episodes to re-grant those duplicated achievements. There was also a bunch of hammer bugs across the board, plus other localization files and miscellaneous security fixes. They go ahead and explain that if you are looking to play the pre-20th anniversary patch, you can through the beta branch called Steam Legacy, and now the Half-Life episodes Lost Coast will be unlisted on Steam, but you can still find them through your tools menu. Now as well, with this update they have gone ahead and dropped a bunch of different wallpapers. There's also a few vertical ones if that's what you're interested in, while also sharing the soundtracks for Half-Life 2. Of course, Valve wouldn't have been able to push this update without adding some nice little teasers to the page, like how you're able to just mess around with the gravity gun and really just mess around with their entire blog post and move it all around. Let me know what your thoughts are on this Half-Life 2 20th anniversary update. It's great to see how Valve is actually open to sharing this early development look at the game. It's not even just from one era either. They gave us 2003, 2002, and also 2000. Make sure you are subscribed to not miss what Valve has next.